So, do you want to tell everyone what we're doing this week?
So we are from MyGamer.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Zach Gaz. I'm known as Squall Snake on MyGamer.com. We've been running the website for almost 2 decades at this point, so check us out. Tons and tons of content. We are covering the games that nobody else is covering. And this week we are playing a game called The Last Friend, which just came out about a week ago. This is I believe at this point a Switch exclusive. It's by Skystone Games, and this is the very first time we're playing it. So we're learning as we're going here, but apparently it is like an action beat 'em up, kind of like a Streets of Rage, but at the same time there are some tower defense mechanics like a Plants vs Zombies. So I thought it looked pretty cool. There is a two-player co-op mode, local co-op mode, and when I saw this game come through my inbox, I was like, this seems interesting. It's a very kind of unique art style. You don't really see too many lane-based beat 'em ups, I guess, right? For with that involve tower defense. So excited to check this out. It looks kind of cool. We will see.
All right. Oh,
Oh,
you
that's fast.
literally went for the one place I fucking didn't
Yeah.
have a turret.
Yep. So you place your turrets down, but you can still punch.
And
You got a
kick.
couple of attacks. I think it was what a strong attack, a regular attack, and then
Yeah,
you pick up
strong, regular, and I think there's a grapple it looked like too.
the gears or whatever, the bolts to upgrade stuff. You got a hit in.
Look at all that scrap. Yeah. Defeat all enemies, not some.
Hmm. Look at the enemies just they run in like as if they're at like a rock concert or something, like hands in the air, like very not threatening, very like I'm just a party dude. Like, why would
Yeah.
you attack this guy? Like, he seems pretty innocent and cool. Like, you might want to hang out with this guy.
Well, I think it's the bandana around his
He's got no shirt on. Like, he's totally like just partying at Coachella. Like, why
Oh
are
yeah, and
you?
he totally has the face mask on, to prevent everyone from getting COVID, reduce COVID risk.
He's got yeah, he's got a lot of friends too, since it's just the same enemy we're fighting over and over. A lot of twins.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course. What what do you expect in the middle of a desert with an
Yeah, you're
RV with a tree on top?
with it. Was it a talking mouse? What?
I think it's rat dog.
A rat dog? Sure.
Is I don't know if you're supposed to call chihuahuas that anymore, but who knows?
Poomy. Oh, he's
Oh
gonna find some scrap for you.
no, I don't want to name them. It's like Pokemon. Keep up with the turrets. They have a bad feeling about this.
I like a good tower defense. I think we talked about this on the stream before. I forget which game we were playing, but we've played some tower defense games
We've played
before.
a
But
lot of there are a
I,
lot of tower defense games out there.
I think it's kind of an underrated genre. Like if you get a good tower defense game, it could be incredibly addicting. Like I like Plants vs Zombies. What I mean, I can't remember. I know we played other games, but I like tower defenses.
Yeah,
Defense Grid for sure is
I
is
was
is an
gonna say
awesome
yeah,
game.
Defense Grid.
Defense Grid 1 and 2, there was some great DLC for that game as well. Really well done games.
So I guess all of the friends that you're rescuing are dogs, which yeah, I can get behind that.
You gotta save the puppies.
Yeah, I'm totally on board with that as someone
Yeah.
who really likes dogs. Also, I like that you can skip the setup thing and the setup time countdown, and it'll actually
Mhm.
give you
Yeah.
additional scrap. So when it pops up, it's just like, yeah, you got 10 seconds, but
If you skip it,
if you
yeah.
skip it, we'll give you almost another 100 scrap.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a nice touch.
Mhm.
I don't hate the control. I like the new thing that they're doing every now and then with tower defense that you are sort of part of the defense.
Yes, that's exactly like you are a defense mechanism. Like that
Yeah,
was in
so
that
it's not nearly as passive. as
What's
some
the
of the
name
other
of
ones.
exactly, you're not just a cursor. Like in Defense Grid, you're a cursor, but at the same time, when your like super meter builds up, you can blast like a laser from the sky. So it's like you get sometimes, but here is like a full blown, you're always fighting. What was the Toy Soldiers, the Ubisoft where you it's basically a third person shooter and
Yeah,
you're
that was
just
a really big and super popular game for really
for yeah,
like a hot minute, and
there
then
were yep, and
they
then it
just
just kind of
stopped
died off.
making them.
Yeah, and then there
I'm
was a
sure there's a
tie-in.
story behind that.
I think it well maybe the one of the game because there was a sequel and I can't remember which maybe it was the sequel that had was it like Rambo or GI Joe like like a licensing tie-in or something like that
Yeah,
like
because
real
there were two of them.
yeah I don't remember which one had what but that maybe that had something to do with it but yeah but to your point yeah I like when you can directly influence the damage that is being dealt because it makes it more fun. It makes it more interactive. So yeah, you want to place your cursors down. You're going to upgrade or your turrets down. You're going to upgrade because you are the cursor and your cursor can fight. And
Yeah,
I like that. But it's weird. It's it's unique to have a like when you're playing Plants vs Zombies, you're just a cursor in multiple lanes. But here you get the fighting game mechanics. So that's kind of
neat.
unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes me curious to see how the co-op play can be, that could be fun.
Is there's co-op in this? So you
There's
have the
co-op.
press release. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it says here that yeah, you can play through the whole game, two-player co-op mode. One player takes control of the red guy, and the other takes control of his faithful sidekick. I wonder if
There was no name
the
for the faithful sidekick.
it says T1 is the sidekick name, and it says wears a hulking mechanical suit that would make Tony Stark proud. I just wonder if the co-op mode, if the difficulty staggers at all. Like, is it easier? Is it now is the are the same difficulty, or is it going to be a little bit harder because you have two players? That's kind of or are you just going to completely break the game with two players and it's just going to be like too easy?
Well, that would require me having friends.
Yeah, I mean that, so it's just I think it's cool that it's there. Combo driven combat, dozens of dogs to rescue with powers to enhance your own, over 50 challenging levels to replay. And yes, you can pet the dogs.
Again?
So I guess there might be a pet button. How is the lane switching, by the way? Do you have to hit
Up or
up?
down. That's
Do you
it.
have, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have to hit like if you're in lane one, if you want to go to lane three, can you just hold up, or do you have to hit up to go up two lanes?
You can hold.
Oh, okay,
So it is the way that you want it to be.
that's what I was gonna say. Otherwise, it'd seem like because you want it to be, you might have to switch between lanes fast. So to hit up might not be fast enough. So again, another thoughtful design choice.
Yeah. Whoa. This is new.
So this is a $15 game, but there's a launch window. I don't.
There's always a launch sale.
Yeah, it's at every. Yeah, it's for half off, or so for 7.49 at this. Maybe if the time if you're watching this, that sale might be over.
I'm
But
trying to remember what the game is that that I reviewed at one point. It was some racing type game, and I don't know if you'll remember this. And you basically had to die the first couple. It was like F-Zero, the one on the GameCube fast. So it was just like unneededly fast, and he like you died every time regardless, and it was like, oh yeah, it's on sale for launch, and it's just never come out of sale.
oh,
So I was just like, that's not a sale, that's just the
yeah,
price of the game.
right. I think a lot of games, especially. I mean, you look at the Switch, the eShop. I mean, there is
It's the only way that you're gonna
it.
get your game even
There's
possibly a little seen is
oh man,
by
there's
putting it on
third
like on sale.
20 to 30 games get released every week on the Switch eShop. What is it on, like, Thursdays or whatever the
I don't know what
day
the
is?
Switch days are
Yeah,
yet.
and something they've actually, because sometimes it's on Thursdays. I've actually seen some games launch on, like, a Friday, like, the day after, but that's, like, the big thing now. I think, like, Steam Early Access is, like, every game is just in early access forever because that's just an excuse to get by, so they don't, they can still charge it, but if it's still a buggy mess, they can still get away with it, but whereas I think, like, oh, we're gonna have a ridiculous sale. They really think this game is gonna be a $7, $8 game, but they're just gonna advertise it as a $15 game. So you're kind of thinking you're gonna get a deal out of it just to as a marketing tool to try to get you to be interested in it.
Yeah. Steam Early Access though is not something you want to compare yourself to,
No.
because Steam Early Access is just straight up known as being where you just pile all of the shit.
You know what I like to do is actually, if there's a game on the Switch eShop, is you can favorite it. You click the little heart icon and then it goes into your wish list. And then when it's in your wish list, Nintendo that week will send you an email that says, "Oh, hey, at least one of the games that you put on your wish list is now on sale." And then it kind of gives you, and it like gives you the price if you click it. So it's just kind of a cool way to like keep your eye on games that, okay, maybe I'll buy this if it goes down in price. So I have a bunch of games in my favorite, or my I should say my wish list queue for those days that it might go on a ridiculous sale.
Okay, so you can see at the bottom that says player 2.
Yes.
Okay.
And I like how it's player 2 right at launch. It's not like a patch they're gonna add later, which is the other
So
thing.
so many people at this point just patch shit post launched. Like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in post. And it's like, yeah, and then you never do, or the launch window is just
Mhm.
like I've already lost interest. Like Diablo 2, the remastered Diablo 2. There was like so much stuff that they're like leaderboards and stuff that they're just like, oh yeah, we'll add that post launch, and it's like I'm done with this game.
Yeah, that the best example right now is Halo Infinite. Like, I beat the game, I don't really need to go back and play the campaign again, like, to play the campaign co-op because they were advertising, "Yeah, co-op is coming," but,
Well, and
you
the
know
messed up thing about the co-op in that game is, from what I understand, it was in the game.
they were saying that they needed more time to work on it because it's like, here's this huge environment, and if you have two players that walk away from each other, it's like a stress on the system and blah blah blah, and it's what it could be anything, right? But
Cool.
the,
Other
the
games
point,
have solved that very easily.
look at Borderlands 2 on Xbox 360 did it,
Yeah, that
like
game is
with four players.
15 fucking years old.
And yeah, with four players. So it's, I mean, I don't know. What do I know about the infrastructure of the game? But anyway, like, to your point, to my point is, yeah, patching, if you patch it, it might be too late because everybody already might have moved on at that point anyway.
Yeah, the only people who are still playing that are doing multiplayer at this point.
Yes, the hardcore players that really kind of care.
Yeah, and they introduced a battle pass, and the only reason they get a pass on using that, as opposed to it being completely unacceptable, was that the multiplayer is free to play.
Yes, yes,
See, I don't have an issue when people try to do games as a service and they're like, yeah, the game is entirely free. It's like, all right, you can sell a battle pass if like the game's
yes,
free, yeah, go for it.
exactly. Like, they got to make it up somewhere, of course.
But when it's a $60 game and you're, oh, don't worry, we have a roadmap and we're going to constantly be updating this game. Okay, so you're going to constantly be adding fucking DLC that I have to fucking pay for.
Yeah, or wait 6 months to a year. I don't know, but yeah, that is the world that we live in. It's not going to go. Here's a boss. We haven't fought this guy yet. No, still falls pretty easy. Yeah, the combos.
Yeah, that was, I mean, yeah, it was a slightly harder stage because they
Hmm.
didn't know how to use the healing dog. But I mean, it's they're definitely slowly getting more difficult.
Yeah, well, this, each you get a new power. I like that. When you get something new after like every stage you beat,
Hmm.
it makes you want to keep playing. What's the next secret I'm going to unlock, ability I'm going to unlock? So, I mean, I don't know. I think this game's kind of good from what we've
Yeah,
seen
no, I
so
like. I
far.
have nothing wrong with this game. Yeah, so that's kind of the yeah. I like.
Yes. So yeah, we wanted to check this out on to play it here first on the stream, get our first impressions, in real time. But yeah, this is The Last Friend on Switch. Like you said, it is a $15 game, but there is a 50% off launch Windows service. So I don't know. By the time if you're watching this, it still might be a little bit of a discount there. But I don't know. I think it's pretty cool to mix brawler with tower defense. You don't really see that too often. So check it out. It is available on Switch. I don't know if
Oh, pet.
they have yeah, there's the pet button. They have not announced if it's going to make it to other consoles yet, but give it some time. You never know. We are from mygamer.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ZackGaz, ZackGaz. Go to MyGamer, put us in your favorites, put us in your bookmarks, check us out. We are covering the games, news, reviews, previews that nobody else is doing. So give us a like, give us a follow, and until next time, thank you for watching and game.
And yes, I am going to pet all the dogs.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.